Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion.
Hello there once again and welcome to Poetry in Motion Sunday. I'm Craig Lewis and you're watching episode 33. Start with my first poem. This one's called See the Tides. It was a month after August, as clear as I remember. India had travelled here to camp for September and claim the summer. Each time one checked the weather, the temperature would run up. The golden daffodils had sprung up pretty on the flower beds. The pollen count was high, hay fever sufferers would devour meds. The builders working in this heat had wished that these hours sped. A mother's son caught a tan on an errand for a pound of veg. A man and wife had hopped on a train first thing as they got out of bed, to simply be beside the sea. It was so hot to find some shade, you'd have to find the tallest tree. Trust the day was such a scorcher, perfect day for crushed ice water. Blessed are those who in a sea town were brought up, where the sea resides. How privileged they are to look out their window and see the tides. And moving on to my second poem, this was called The Guys That She'd Date. Her bag she decided to pack and leave him. What she lacked her soul was needing. One impact on the reason could be the lack of speaking. Imagine every evening a couple sat in silence. Their younger years were happier. The walls bear photos that confirm. Days of Cupid working magic stuff had come nigh to take a turn. Frustrations made her sigh, this became a huge concern. His newfound hobby drinking was the demon that would link in to his distorted thinking. With yesteryear good times were left like an 80s perm. She often felt to shed a tear but would mask it with a smile. Her patience had been tested the most, his actions got vile. The man she once knew had now faded. She gave much thought and tried to save it. They tried counseling for a while. As a child, her dad was absent, so she was young and rampant. No father figure but a sister who was older but not wise. She had a list of guys that broke her heart and told her lies. So to no surprise, her younger would follow the trait, and saw in each a father figure, the guys that she would date. And moving on to my third and final poem of the day, this one's called O Muse, My Mind is Tired, Do Consider Me. O Muse, the mind is tired, do consider me. Fifth night this week, no sleep. I bathed in cold baths with no heat, but can't shake this humidity. Tried counting sheep, but lost my place and number, wishing I could lay in slumber. If only just this night, I've been up and even seen the day take over night. Swiftly like a baton passed a hand in relay races. I switched from counting sheep to reading pages of this novel which I bought. But seldom does it relax my mind, I'm still led here deep in thought. Some have gifts to lay back and then sleep and snore, but for me it isn't so. They say the black don't crack, so in me it never shows. Like Godot in the play, I need the biggest span so I can keep this heat at bay. September is the month, the sun make it seem more like May. Maybe I'd be better off just sleeping through the day and working through the night, doing what it takes so I can beat this plight. And there you have it, your poetry fix from me today. Hope you enjoyed. Until next week, short and sweet. Take care.
Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday.